Okay. Thank you, everybody. My name is Wendell Ray. I'm the Director of Education for what is now the Illinois Media School. Some of our students began were the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, but on behalf of our owner and president, Robert Mills, and our Chief Operating Officer, Nancy Rodriguez, our campus director, Robert Hiller, we welcome you to the graduation ceremony for our classes November days 2014 and March days 2015. Let me introduce a couple of staff members who are here. In the back, we have our Director of Admissions in the back with, and our also an admissions representative, Daniel Robinson and Paige Tobin are in the back. So I just want to let you recognize some staff that are here. Also in attendance with me on the stage is our education coordinator, Tasha Clopton, who's also a graduate of our program. Vanessa Hernandez, who's Administrative Support Specialist and International Program Coordinator, and a couple of our instructors who we'll introduce at a later time. But let me now introduce and bring to the podium our campus director, Mr. Robert Hiller.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks again for your patience. We appreciate it. I want to welcome everybody, students, families, instructors, and staff, to the November 20th, 2015 Illinois Media School graduation. Wow, can you believe your day is finally here? You know, I think it was 9 months ago since you came on board. Well, for some of you 9, for the others of you it's been 12 months because some of you are finishing the 12-month program. You've had to overcome many obstacles to make it here today, and you're going to hear from some speakers. I think you're going to hear a recurring theme here, which is first off to thank your family and friends that sit behind you. So congratulations to not only the graduates, but also to the friends and family that are here as well today. Second, I want to thank the teachers with IMS. A lot of them, as you know, are outside working professionals in their fields. So we try to invite some special guest speakers that are part of your instructing staff to be a part of the ceremony today. But I know that a lot of them would like to say the same and to congratulate you for your accomplishments as well. So from the staff and faculty, congratulations. Since day one, since you came on board with us, we've been in your corner, from the very first time the admissions representatives reached out to you, to your financial aid advisor helping you fund your education, to your teachers' support, and also career and student services. But I want to tell you that your journey doesn't end today. We want to welcome you to future events at all of our 7 campuses across the country as alumni, and to continue to encourage you to utilize our resources in terms of broadcasting space, and also resources for career development and career services, so you can continue to find careers that you're passionate about for years to come. And finally, I'd like to share a story with you just about my own educational background and to offer maybe some words of encouragement for you to take on with you today. When I was in college, I went to a traditional school about 20 years ago, and I can remember a time, probably during my sophomore year, that there was kind of a lot of questions were coming out, and questioning, was I doing the right thing? Was I making the right decisions? Did I choose the right major? Just one of those times where you kind of reach a crossroads, especially in my education. And I remember talking to my mom, and the words of encouragement that she gave me are words I'd like to share with you today. And some of it you've already applied in your educational careers, but now you can also apply them to your professional careers as well. And that is that time doesn't stop for anybody. Whether you take advantage of each day or you don't, tomorrow is going to come. And if you can take advantage of today and use it to your advantage, then you can experience successes in the future. I think all of you, just by being here today, have already learned that lesson. And you've already made those sacrifices, but it doesn't stop here. So keep going, and remember that today's sacrifices will definitely lead you to tomorrow's successes. So again, I want to congratulate you. Thank you for your time today. We're going to get going with the rest of the speakers here. And again, congratulations, and I hope to see you more on campus as well at our future alumni events and other events for you. So congratulations and enjoy the ceremony.
And I'd like to bring up now Tony Hernandez, who is one of our video instructors and is Vice President in charge of production with VSPAN. Tony?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. First of all, I'd like to start by saying that I was humbled to know that you guys actually wanted to hear my voice after 9 months and see my face. I'll tell you something. This has definitely been a journey. I've had different classes, and I've dealt with different personalities. And this particular class, this particular group of people, they just stood out, and they continue to stand out. It amazes me to think that they're no longer students; they are now colleagues. Think about that, guys. That's just wonderful. And and as I look out and I look at your faces, I can think back of the different times that we've had. We had some good ones and some bad ones. Just trying to get through these things, make it happen, make it a reality. And here you are. And I told you each one of you would make it, and I also told you we're not graduating until you learned what you needed to learn. And I pushed you guys, and you guys pushed yourselves, which I think was more important than anything else. There's a story that I shared with the students, family, where I told them that on the island of Borinquen, which is known as Puerto Rico, they would chop down sugar cane, and what they would do is they go out there with these machetes and chop these sugar canes for 40 minutes. For 20 minutes. They'd get off the fields and sharpen the blade for 40 minutes. So now they were sharpening the blade for 40 minutes and chopping for 20. In any person's mind that says, isn't that counterproductive? It's twice the amount of time sharpening the blade than cutting. Well, what it is that they found out that after 20 minutes of cutting the sugar cane, the blade becomes dull. And when it becomes dull, you're now swinging twice as hard, 3 times harder to knock down half amount of product. So if you get out there, sharpen for 40 minutes, you're getting more done in less time. You're more productive. You're more effective. So throughout the learning process, I made sure to always remind all the students to keep the blade sharp, to constantly study, learn something that you don't know. Take a step today to get you closer to your tomorrow. Because when we dream about doing something, if we don't take any action, we'll never get there. And before you, this graduating class, I want to say to each and every single one of you individually, you are amazing people. And the truth is, I would love to have you guys work with me at any stage and any project that I decide to move forward on my own. So if you ever see anything out there that says, Tony Hernandez, producer, I implore you to please, please, come and see me for the job, because I know who each and every single one of you are. Thank you.
Our next instructor that will bring to make some remarks is Jeff Conway, who is also one of our video instructors, one of our more popular video instructors. He makes a lot of appearances at these graduations. Jeff is the host of Social Avenue on Comcast, and our video instructor. He teaches a lot of different video classes, particularly our video TV newscast. But Jeff Conway.
Hello, guys. Ooh. First of all, congratulations, guys. So I've been instructing here for about a little over 2, maybe 3 years. I've kind of lost count. In a good way. In a good way, I've lost count. But I see a lot of students come in and out, obviously. I know there's a year, 9 months, and then we move on. And I always say, there was a really smart graduating group. There was a really, diverse group. For you guys, and some of you guys I unfortunately didn't get to teach as much as I had hoped, but I got to teach you at least. I know, I see all these nodding. But I got to teach you a little bit, which I'm so glad. But there's a fire in these 2 classes that I saw. There's a passion in these 2. You guys know what you want and you go for it, which is my favorite quality in a broadcaster. You have to be. If you sit in your hands, no one's going to do it for you. That's any field, but especially broadcasting. You guys have a fire underneath you, so don't lose that fire. There's gonna be days where you're gonna question it, and you're gonna wonder, what am I doing? Why is no one picking me? Do not let that happen. That happens to me still today. It happens to me in the field today. It's never gonna happen. Let that be a good thing. You know what I mean? Because if you're ever, I have friends that say, like, if you're ever satisfied in this field, you might as well quit. Because you need to keep that fire constantly. It's the thing that keeps you going, that keeps you alive and excited and not knowing what's happening next, which can be scary, but it can be awesome too, the unexpected. It's a cool thing too. So what I usually do in every class, if I can, I say a little thing really quick about each student. So, Mimi's excited. So I'm going to start with Sydney. Sydney over here. Sydney, pretty much every day I would get a compliment of something, whether it was my fashion or something. So I'm going to keep you in my pocket for the next 5 years, FYI. But super sharp broadcaster, works hard on everything, gives it 110% no matter what. He is the class act. Congratulations. Taitiera, how you doing? You look good. So, I didn't teach you, and I know you were nodding your head as much as I wanted to, but even when I wasn't teaching you, I was watching you so close from afar, and you, and especially when it came to editing and working with groups, you are a great team player. And it's not easy to be a team player. A lot of people are always like, I like to do my own thing, it's better when I do it. But you would be up for the team player, but you would always make sure your voice was in there. You didn't sit back on the sidelines. Keep that up, you're going to be a great team player out on the field. LaToya, same for you. I saw the 9 in the head. I wish I would have taught you more, but I got to teach you some. So I'm grateful for that. But you are a great editor. You're a great broadcaster. You definitely have passion in the things you've done. I've seen your projects. You have the personality. You have the drive. You have the fire. Don't lose that. Don't lose that. Time's going to go by and you're going to be like, maybe I'm not where I'm at, where I was. Stay strong. You got the skills. Now go flourish out there. Erica, how you doing? Yeah, I hope you're texting me right now. I gotta say, Erica, you have been one of my favorite joys to watch from afar for the last year. Again, I didn't get to teach you as much as I wanted to, but you have a maturity to you in this field that's gonna make you go strong. You guys are a lot of young people. I've had people that constantly would tell me, like, I go up to an interview and they're like, nice to meet you. They're like, no, you're not. Where's your mother? And you had to work with it, because sometimes they would treat you like you're a child. Prove that you're not, and you have the skills to prove it every single time. Congrats. Jaquan, how you doing? So Jaquan I feel like you're like a good comic relief of the group too. Right? You always had a good bubbly personality, especially at 9:30 in the morning, not always easy. But you made it work, and you were funny, but you also got the job done. You were also an awesome team player. You work super well with everybody. Keep that up. Keep being sharp on all your broadcasting, and believe in yourself. Don't doubt any of your projects. If you know it's good, don't be afraid to say, I got a good project here, check it out. Congrats. Don't make a face, Nico. I got good stuff to say. Nico. I gotta say, she shot a video once when we went to the Congress Hotel. I think it was like a spooky Congress Hotel. Ironic. Sorry, guys. It's spooky in here. I just thought about that a second ago. You were interviewing people out in the front and talking to them, and you were such a good people person on camera. Do not lose that. That is a really big quality. There's late shows. There's cable shows that would live for those kind of people. So be that person. Apply. If you don't feel like you have the credibility or the requirements, you never know. Send it anyway. The worst they can say is no, and I bet you someone's going to say yes. So, Zenaida, you had traveled through a few different classes. A couple classes. You were super persistent, though, and that's what I love about, there's a couple students in here that went from one class to the next, had to take a leave of absence, but came back. And that tenacity to not just give up and be like, I gave it 6 months, that was good. You always came back, and you were such a sharp editor. You're kind of like the quiet little engine that could, because usually you don't even take the credit sometimes. But when I watch your stuff, you're like, oh, this is what I did. And I'm like, Zenaida, this is really good. So don't lose those skills. Stay sharp, stay that team player, and you're going to do well out there. Congrats. Greg, how you doing, buddy?
Good, you?
Good. So also, big maturity. You were always honestly a joy to teach because you took direction well and you just went with it. I didn't have to ask you twice. I didn't have to wonder if you were doing it right. You always did. Those are qualities that an employer is going to love out there, and then a future boss years later after that, I believe. So keep that up. Stay strong in the broadcasting. I know you got your passions in certain niche. I say hold on to those and really explore those. Congrats. Cleon. Yeah, Cleon. Cleon, you were a great team player. You've had a great group with even like Thomas and Greg. You always bounce off well with us. You guys did, what was it, Bee Gees?
Yeah.
You did a Bee Gees music video? Turned out really well. You guys did good with that. Greece would be proud. Yeah. So you are a great team player. You are super easy to work with. You are up for any challenge that's ahead of you. You are sharp on your writing. You're sharp on your editing. And you believe in it. But you're also modest, which I love. So keep that modesty and keep up that hard work. You'll go far. Congrats. Thomas, I recently got to film with Thomas. I was doing a segment for my cable show, and we needed a camera guy, and we just had Thomas do it, and he rocked it. You did a great job with it. You know, you have that special ability. You also, with employers, he sends special gifts to people to try to entice them. That's what's going to make you stand out. When you have a pile of applications, that's what's going to make you guys stand out, by finding a way to make sure that they see yours, and at the end of the night, after they had a work day, they're going to bed, and for some reason, they're remembering for a moment, that was really clever. You want to be memorable. You know what I mean? It's one thing to be 100%. 110% is the way to be always, every single time, and you got that. Congrats. Kaiya, like Zenaida, you both switched classes a couple times. You had a leave of absence, and you always came back with such tenacity. It was so hardcore, and you are so, there's not even the word class, and I mean this kindly, there's not even a word class about your personality. You have such a maturity and a grace about you, and you rock every single project that you've done. You are an awesome news anchor. Do not lose that. Awesome news anchor. You have a bubbly, natural personality. It's genuine. Don't lose that. You guys all have that. You guys are all genuine in your work. Don't lose that. People notice when people aren't being themselves, so why not just be yourselves? You guys are already rocking it. So keep that up. You're going to go so far. Congrats. Precious has also gone on a shoot with me before, and she honestly was more social at this event than I was. We had actually grabbed her and be like, okay, I kind of need you to hold this light for us really quick. I need to get on camera really quick. Do you mind? But it's a great quality. She's a great people person. She knows how to brand herself. She's made a fan following already on social media, which is awesome. Don't lose that. You have a great tenacity. You work super hard. You never settle for mediocre, which is a quality that you all have gone to and should continue to always go for. And you're going to do awesome out there. All right, lastly, Mimi. Honestly, I had to look at this thing. It said Michelle Rivers. I'm like, who's that? I was like, I've always called you Mimi. I was like, that's her name? But yeah, Mimi, another person. The fire in you is just so strong. You guys all have that fire. You have a fire in you that just never goes out, and I just watch you with other instructors. You just know what you do. You know what you're doing, you always go for it. And I love that about you. So don't lose the tenacity, keep that fire. You have the look, the persona, the voice, the writing ability. You know, just keep working on those, because you're already there, but all of us, I mean, I can grow. There's always room to grow, guys. You're gonna just go super far, so congrats, Mimi. All right, we have other speakers, but people like Tony, like myself, like everybody up here, people in the back of Illinois Media School, I always say to my students, do not think that you're graduating and now we are done with you. You know, keep in touch with us. We are going to be your biggest cheerleaders. We're going to be your teachers still whenever you need it. We are that employer. We are that shadow position. You know, whatever we can do for you, trust me, we're really going to do it for you guys. So believe in yourselves, be strong on those tough days, and shine on those big days. So congrats.
In terms of hours and attendance, or actually one guy who did well with the hours and attendance in our March Days class, we wanted to recognize, they had to get 160 hours. We want to recognize Thomas Alessio, who had 268 hours. So come on up, Thomas. We also want to recognize Thomas because he had perfect attendance, didn't miss one day. So congratulations to that too. that's quite an accomplishment, you know, to not miss a day and to do that. That's so congratulations for that. And now we can pass out the certificates of completion from the Illinois Media School. You all, as Tony said, are colleagues now. You are broadcast professionals, media professionals, so congratulations for that. First, we want to recognize Sydney Berry. Tatiara Brown. Her good side, okay, right.
You should be in the middle. I want to be
LaToya Hunter. Erica Johnson. Jaquan Randall.
I'm wearing Joe's shoes, you know. Thank you.
Michelle Rivers. Go, Mimi. Precious Tahiru. Kaiya O'Neal.
Get it.
Three, everybody. Excellent.
Thomas Alessi.
Thank you.
Cleon Jones. You're welcome. Greg Janik. I also want to recognize Greg travels from Milwaukee to come to school, so that's a major accomplishment too. Every day he came from Milwaukee to be here.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And Nicolette Gardner. And Zenaida Luna. Okay, can I ask all of our graduates to stand? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating class of November Days 2014, March Days 2015, and August 2014. Very nice. You can give them a round of applause, please. You got a task one, you can take it from one side to the next. Congratulations, you're now a member of the Alumni Association.